Hello, class, and teachers. I don't know exactly who's going to be watching or grading this. However, this is my second presentation for the ISE Intro to Industrial Systems class, and I do not have audio on my laptop, therefore I cannot exactly do a side-by-side video at the moment. If I need to re-upload, please let me know because I could maybe borrow a computer somewhere. In the meantime, though, this is my presentation. It will be entirely verbal. So here we go. All right. So I decided to do the blood supply chain. Recent events have definitely disrupted this chain, and it's very important to know that the blood supply chain is constantly in need, regardless of the circumstances of the world virus. So they use a lot of their donations for disaster relief. A lot of organizations such as the Red Cross are always there in light of earthquakes, tsunamis, hurricanes, anything that really could affect a large amount of people at once. They're always there to make sure that people get the blood they need. And blood is especially delicate for donations due to the fact that there's different types of it. A blood, B blood, AB, O, and all these types are important because certain people can only donate to certain groups. And so they're always in need from all types of groups, no matter what's going on, because no matter where you are, no matter what race, skin color, age, gender, everybody has certain blood types, and that's a universal truth. So if one people group is affected, they're going to need all the types of blood. So it's very important that the Red Cross and hospitals can get this so they can help with surgeries, blood transfusions, and this has been going on for 100 years at least. Now, the well-being of the world is always hinged on the blood donation banks. However, currently, recent events have definitely shut down a lot of the donations that they need because a lot of these projects are held out in large public areas and they get a lot of people together in one place, which if you have been paying attention to the news, you would realize that's not really going to happen these days. So they need to raise more awareness, absolutely. Now, the breakdown of the chain comes from the social distancing laws that make it harder for people to get close to each other. However, they are definitely finding ways to get blood that is more sterile and a lot safer as long as you're wearing a mask. I think that you could go out and give blood. So right now, a lot of people are canceling the large gatherings of this. And this also cancels a lot of surgeries and blood transfusions that people are going to need because as soon as that gets canceled, they don't have any blood to use for the surgeries. So some of these surgeries are being delayed, postponed, and sadly causing more and more deaths apart from the virus in and of itself. So recently, we've been trying to find ways to get more people to donate blood, which is very important. And back in 1918, when the Spanish flu was going around, they were still taking blood because it was so essential, and a lot of the common public knew that. Now, when the blood would get transfused, it would actually also transfuse antibodies to the Spanish flu. Therefore, a lot of people could become immune to it without ever having to go through the process of having it. And if that does work with the COVID-19, then we certainly could lower death rates. However, we haven't done enough research in that topic yet. Hopefully, though, people won't be too afraid to go out and donate just because of the virus, because certainly people are going to need it. Also, the final part that they that slows down the breakdown of the chain is certain limitations to donating blood. So a lot of that comes from giving a tattoo that could be in your bloodstream, and a lot of people are affected by that, or other limitations like which countries you visited in the past couple of months usually has to do a lot with getting possibly malaria, which certainly doesn't travel the way the Spanish flu blood antibodies did and could certainly infect somebody if you were to donate that blood. Now, recently, the FDA has lifted a lot of restrictions on giving blood. So things like countries you've been to aren't as much of a factor anymore due to their need for this. In Wuhan, China, where the virus started, blood donation banks are entirely empty, and that's halting and postponing tons and tons of surgeries, which sadly is a morbid outlook on what could happen. So another change that's going on is the Red Cross is trying to raise donations by encouraging people to go out and making sterile environments for donating blood. So I would encourage you also to see if you are eligible and to go out and to give blood, because these banks are always needing, and right now they're hurting even more than before. They depend entirely on donations, and they don't take blood without asking. So you should probably go out and make sure that they're getting what they need so that anyone taking a surgery or anything like that is safe. Um, Finally, they're encouraging those who can give to give, and by raising these restrictions on donations, they could increase their amounts by 4%, which doesn't sound like a lot, but every donation saves about 3 lives. In the United States alone, every 2 seconds, blood is needed, actually. 21 million components of blood are transfused in the United States per year. This is a very, very necessary organization. It's a very, very necessary field that cannot be disrupted, and sadly, it has been absolutely rocked by this. Blood transfusion banks are running out quickly, and these hospitals need it ASAP. So I would highly encourage you to go out and give blood if you get the opportunity. My name is Gideon Nelson. This was my presentation. If you need me to re-upload a different format, just let me know, and thank you for your time.